Angus Taylor, welcome.
Great to be with you, Peter.
Not even a week ago, you were in this party room, and I think surprised a lot of people by the nature of your win, the emphatic endorsement. How much was that about what you were offering, and how much was that, I guess, your colleagues coming to grips that if something didn't change, the party itself was at risk?
Well, Peter, I think my colleagues understand well that we're at the worst position the Liberal Party's been since it was founded in 1944. They understood that when I was talking to them, and they knew we needed a reset. We've got a bad Labor government, a rotten Labor government, that's taking our standard of living backwards, that hasn't protected our way of life. People feel threatened, understandably, by what's happening in our economy and more generally across our communities. All the members of Parliament, the senators and members of the reps here feel that very keenly. So they want change. I think our members and supporters and those who have voted for the Liberal Party over time want to see a strong Liberal Party. And our job now is to restore their confidence in us at a time where we haven't done what we need to do to be a successful political party.
So a lot of this is also, isn't it, the Liberal Party admitting to your supporters, not just members, but to supporters, we've lost our way, we've got it wrong, and there's a bit of contrition needed there.
There absolutely is. I mean, we've clearly made mistakes over recent years. We made mistakes when we were in government and in opposition, and we've got to learn from those. We all make mistakes. The important thing is to learn from them and go forward from there. I think we have been too inclined to the politics of convenience, and we need to get back to the politics of conviction for core Liberal values, which I think are the core values of Australians.
Key is getting those supporters back, you know, whether they're just parking their vote elsewhere, predominantly as we've seen with the shift in recent months, with One Nation, or whether they've left you for good. The last thing you want to do is demonise the One Nation supporter, because they, in many cases, are Conservatives. How do you get them back?
Well, I think the first thing is to recognise people have been drifting away from us for good reasons, because they're not seeing the Liberal Party that they know and believe in. And
yeah, they don't think they've been disloyal. A lot of them say the Liberal Party left me.
Correct.
Yeah.
They don't think they've been disloyal at all. So I think we've got to understand that. We've got to recognise that. And our job, as I say, is to bring them back by going back to those core values, the politics of conviction, making sure we are absolutely relentlessly focused on restoring Australia's standard of living, protecting Australians' way of life, recognising that this is the greatest nation on earth, but despite that, people feel right now that their life is tough and that people need a government that is going to do better. People are deeply concerned that they see politicians who no longer seem proud of this country, who want to talk down the incredible history of this country. It's a history with warts and all, but this is the greatest country on earth. And we need to start talking that way and making sure that the direction of the country is in line with our extraordinary history as a great nation.
The member for Hume was born with a silver foot in his mouth, Mr Speaker.
Labor will want to paint you as some sort of toff. They inevitably do that with Liberal leaders. You've had an experience, obviously, in business, a very successful career, but one of your big jobs was fixing businesses that had headed down the wrong way or were broken and you know, got them back in a positive balance sheet and back employing people. Is that the right sort of skill set, do you reckon, to not just fix the party but fix the country?
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up on a farm south of Canberra, a couple of hours south of Canberra, family farm. It's a small business. The kitchen table is both the family and the business. That's how it works. And you know, we went through good times and tough times, as every small business does, droughts, low commodity prices, that era where we were having to shoot sheep and all of that. And so I know how incredibly tough it is to make a go of a business, employ people, but we need people wanting to do that if we are going to have a country that can have rising living standards, that can pay for all the things that make our way of life possible. And I think that deep understanding of what makes an economy tick, but most importantly, what gives people opportunity and what can be the underpinning of aspiration. That is the key for me. That's what the Liberal Party's about. That's why I joined the Liberal Party. That's why I'm always excited about what the Liberal Party can deliver. But we have to get back to those roots.
One of the things that shocked me in these reports this week about the level of secrecy from the Albanese government. How do you restore, I guess, trust that people have in their institutions? I think partly that's why people are not voting for either of the major parties. They think the whole show's up. They think the whole place is crook. How do you fix that problem?
Well, the first thing you do is stop lying, which is what we're seeing from Albanese and Chalmers. I mean, they lie about the state of the economy. Mm-hmm. They try to tell Australians that it's all great. Well, it's not. Mm-hmm. You've got to be upfront with people about what the starting point is and where they're at. And that level of transparency is not what we're seeing from this government. But you see time and time again how they want to hide things from people. They don't trust Australians, that's clear. This ISIS brides issue, Peter, I mean, seriously, they're not explaining to us whether they've issued these people passports. They've not explained to us whether they're trying to keep them out of the country with temporary exclusion orders or through other means. They haven't been upfront with us about what kind of facilitation we're seeing from the government or government agencies. These are questions that are not being answered. Are third parties helping these people come back who are being supported by the Labor Party with close links to the Labor Party? Well, there's good signs that that's bad signs, that that's what's happening. This government needs to be upfront with the Australian people. If they're not protecting our way of life, then they need to be held to account. Stop hiding things. Be clear. Are we going to see this government keeping these people out because they do not share our core values? There's no doubt about that.
Well, there's no doubt about that. The Prime Minister says we're not repatriating them, but his language is tricky. There's no greater gift that a government can give someone overseas other than a valid Australian passport to return to this country. There's no embassy in Syria. Clearly there are Australian individuals in these camps with passports on them that have been provided to these women. Surely Australians, particularly after Bondi, are right to say, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, no, that is absolutely right. People who do not believe in our core values, who don't accept our core beliefs, should not be coming to this country. The door should be shut. People who want to bring the hate and violence from another part of the world onto our shores should see a shut door. We don't want them here. This government wants a bet each way on this. They need to fess up, get clear and explain to the Australian people what's going on here.
Scott Morrison famously said, you know, Australians don't care about woke. I think they do care. I think they perhaps don't care as much as the algorithm might suggest, but they certainly care about the erosion of our values and our country. They care about what's in the curriculum that we teach our children. They care about the rights of women and girls to compete in sports just for women and girls. How much of an issue is that for you in your party room now? Well,
I think it does go to this whole question of erosion of our way of life. People want to see it protected. If you take education, which you raised, people want to see their kids and grandkids get a good education. They don't want to see indoctrination in the classroom.
Education was a game changer for you, wasn't it?
100%. So I grew up in a farming family, but the thing my family and my parents were always prepared to support and spend money on was our education. They knew that was the thing that we carried with us for the rest of our lives, that was incredibly valuable and important. It was important to them and it's important to me because I know much of one way to get opportunity in life is through your education. So, but it shouldn't be indoctrination. It should never be indoctrination.
So will you tackle the unions on this? Are you going to tackle the Labor Party on this?
You know, I think our education system, our school system and our tertiary system has been drifting on this over a long period of time. I've watched my 4 kids who are in their 20s now go through school and then university, and I've seen this drift. I think Australians are deeply concerned about it. We do need to take it on, and we do need to give Australians the assurance that their kids are going to be educated, they're going to be taught about our wonderful nation, warts and all, but they should be celebrating our country as part of their education, and they shouldn't be receiving indoctrination from a union or unions that are pushing their own interests.
Just on your family, you mentioned 4 kids. I also know you're one of 4 boys. And I also know, you've got a female deputy, you've got a lot of women on your front bench, but you've also got a pretty feisty wife. We all got to know Louise during the Voice debate. She was one of the early sort of, particularly in her case, a constitutional expert who spoke out strongly against the Voice when I think a lot of the legal brethren were very much in the yes camp. Is she a sounding board to you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we met at university. We both came from very small country towns, about the same size as each other. Actually, hers was a bit smaller than ours, a couple hundred people, a couple of hours west of Dubbo. Farming family, worked hard, but it's hard work farming in that area. We met at university. We went through law school together, and I'm incredibly proud of what she's achieved with her life. She's passionate about our country. She's passionate about making sure our kids get the opportunities that we think they deserve, and all kids in this country. She's fighting hard every single day for the same sorts of things as I am, Peter.
Yeah, you're not scared of intellectual women if you're married to Louise.
No. And look, this was around me from a young age. I had a very strong...
Your mum was amazing, and I know you lost her young.
I lost her young, but she had an imprint on all of us, all 4 of us boys. The impact she had on us was enormous. Her values, the way she taught values, she had a very strong view that family was essential. She had very strong Christian values. She was brought up in a family that believed in the power of private enterprise.
So we've got the Leader of the Opposition dropping net zero, proposing maybe new coal, not new coal, we're not sure. There's a tailor-made energy crisis in this country.
The net zero monkey's off the Liberal Party's back. You've got, I guess, a lot of opportunity here. Yes, nuclear, Angus Taylor, but surely coal and gas has got to be still in the mix.
Absolutely right. I think the starting point is to get that net zero ideology out of our system. Chris Bowen
coming back?
has applied... No. Chris Bowen has been applying this, and the result is electricity prices are up almost 40%. In the same time period where I, as Energy Minister, was able to get them down by 10%. So he has failed Australians because he's applied that ideology. To move to where we need to get prices back to where they should be, we do need every fuel source available. There's no doubt Australia is blessed like almost no other country in the world. We have uranium, we have coal, we have gas, we do have renewables, of course, and people putting solar cells on their roofs at a rapid pace. It's the mix that's going to get us the solution. The problem with Labor is they say, well, I like that one and I don't like that one and I don't like that one. You can't do that if your energy system's going to work. So we should have all of these fuel sources in the mix. We need to keep our coal-fired power stations for as long as necessary until they can be replaced. And that is incredibly important.
So you're not demonising fossil fuels like some of your predecessors?
They are absolutely part of the mix. The mix changes. All energy systems evolve over time. That's inevitable because technologies change. But we cannot demonise those fuel sources that are essential to getting prices down. I mean, Bowen demonises them all the time, and he's failed Australians.
You've got a big job now. You've got a party probably at its lowest ebb in its 80-year history. Why do it, Angus? Why is it so important that you took on this job and are committed to turning things around? Why do it?
Because Australia's worth fighting for. That's why. Because this country is magnificent, but it's going in the wrong direction and we need to fix that. And for me, it's as simple as that.